In this tutorial today, we're going to be learning how to balance equations. So to start off, the first step to balancing an equation is to have a chemical equation. So the one we're going to use today is sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide yielding water and sodium sulfate. So the second step is now to write that out in chemical notation. So it's going to be H2SO4 plus NaOH yielding H2O and NaSO4. So the goal of balancing an equation is to have equal numbers of each atom on either side of the yielding symbol. So a great tool for that is writing out a chart that looks like this, where we've got on the left side a chart that represents how the inputs of the equation look, and on the right side having one that shows the results. So as we can see, on the left side we've got 3 hydrogens, and then on the right side we've got 2 hydrogens. On the left side we have 1 sodium, and on the right side we have 2 sodium. Oxygen and sulfur are looking pretty balanced, so we're not going to need to worry about those. So while those might change throughout the course of the equation, they're non-essential to what we need to be worried about right now. But as you can see, the problems that we have going on are going to be our hydrogen and sodium, as we can see. So now that we've assessed our situation, we can rewrite our equation out like this and take into account what we know. So we know that we've got to change around our values of hydrogen and sodium because they clearly show the biggest problems. So what we're going to want to do is take the value of 2 and put it right here and right here. So that looks small, but it makes a huge difference in our equation. So now we're going to look at our old equation versus our new equation. So we had 2 hydrogen plus 1 hydrogen, that's 3 on this side. Then we had just 2 hydrogen here, and we had 1 sodium and 2 sodium. So that was a problem, but everything else was balanced. Now let's look at our hydrogen and sodium values. So we had 2 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen, so we've got 4, and we have 2 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen. So now we have 4 on each side. So that's gonna end up looking like this on a rewriting of our chart. So we've got our nice little 4 and 4 here. And then now let's look at sodium. We've got 2 sodium and 2 sodium, meaning that if we rewrite it again, 2 and 2, and we didn't have a problem with our oxygen in the first place, but now that we threw in those 2's, they did change a little bit, so they went from 5 and 5 to a 6 and a 6, as we can see right here. You see 5 and 5, 6 and 6, and our good friend sulfur stayed the same. So that is how you balance sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide, yielding water and sodium sulfate.